My name is Jane Liddlelow, and my company name is Style Makeover HQ. I'm an image consultant and personal stylist, and I love empowering women to discover their own personal style so that they can look great and feel great every day. Before I found Mirasee, and I guess it must have been about this time last year, I had been thinking for 2 or 3 years, thinking and talking about creating an online course, an online style course. And as part of my New Year's resolution for this year, I decided that I really just either had to get on and do the course, run the course, or forget about it and move on and do something different. And so seeing Mirasee's offer for creating a pilot made so much sense to me. And so, that's why I ended up doing the course. I think the biggest thing as far as a feature of the course goes is that I couldn't believe how small the lessons were and how because the homework was online, the fact that you just have to do it and submit it, and there wasn't. I guess I could have saved it and gone back to it, but I didn't. I guess I'd been thinking about this for so long that I could actually just answer the homework, submit the homework, and that's it. It was done, and I'd finished that aspect and could move on to the next aspect. And Danny's videos, even though they're so small and then there's just a small amount of content, it was just the right content at just the right time for me to do the course without getting distracted by all these other areas that I could investigate. So before I started the Course Builders Laboratory course, what I'd been thinking was that I would need a polished course in order to run a course. And I hadn't been thinking of a pilot at all. I had seen other teachers talking about pilots, but not really understood exactly what that concept was. So what changed with the Course Builders Laboratory was that I could see I didn't need this polished course. And in fact, much to my sort of horror, because I do like to be prepared, that I could actually advertise the course. In fact, so work out roughly what the content was, advertise the course, get the students before I actually had developed the course. And that was, it made so much sense. And I realized it was what had been putting me off actually trying to run a course, was I didn't want to spend all this time and effort developing something and then not being able to get the students because I developed the wrong offer, the wrong thing. And so that's what really changed. With Course Builders Laboratory, they encourage you to think about the minimum viable offer. And so by following the market research process to work out what it was that my audience actually wanted, I began to pare away what I was considering offering. And in fact, what happened was that's how I promoted it. That's what my offer was. But then I started to add back a few things, and now I'm realizing from the feedback that I got that quite a few of my lovely students said they sometimes felt a bit overwhelmed, and there was one part in particular where they felt overwhelmed. And so in future, I'm just going to take that out. So I learned some valuable lessons that people don't necessarily want everything. They need to master a few things before they carry on. So when I was running the pilot, it made me feel the whole roller coaster of emotions. And in, I think it's module 5, in the review of the pilot, Danny does talk about that, and certainly every emotion that he mentions there, from enjoyment, exhilaration, feelings of success and being proud at doing it, to overwhelm, stress, resentment sometimes at the amount of work that people were expecting from me, a bit confronting when I had to answer questions and thinking, how can I put this nicely? and all sorts of things that went on. But on balance, of course, I'm just totally thrilled that I've done it. The results of my pilot, I wanted 10 to 15 women to participate initially. I wasn't quite sure how many I could cope with. I very easily got to 14 women, which was great. And I don't think I could have coped with any more than 15 the way I ran it this first time. I charged $197, so US dollars if you're in anywhere else in the world other than Australia or New Zealand. And I had a mix of people, so I had women around the world, from mainly from Australia and New Zealand, but also one lady from Greece and one lady from the UK as well, and a few from the States. So a really nice mix, although that's hard for time zones for live for live stuff. But even so, I recorded things so people could listen at their own time as well. If you have been thinking about running an online course, as I had been, then I would highly recommend that you use the Course Builders Laboratory to get you to the result you want, rather than running that full course, perhaps, if that's what you're thinking about to start off with. Going the pilot approach and trying a pilot first and narrowing it down to what your audience want is such a good idea. It saves you so much time and saves you so much in time and energy as well. So I think if someone was asking for my advice when they were doing the course, I would say trust the process and just do the work because it gets you there.